Hey guys, welcome to Shambhala Gardens. Just want to do a quick talk on the utility, uses, and benefits of cover cropping. This bed right here I just planted with buckwheat. I've got buckwheat growing over here. Buckwheat is really good because it grows a lot of biomass very, very quickly. So it's going to outpace your weeds, and it really produces more biomass than any kind of nutrients it takes out of the ground. Like, it's producing more than it's taking, in other words. This bed right here was alfalfa. Alfalfa is a nitrogen fixer, but I planted it at the wrong time of year. It's too hot for alfalfa to really thrive, so I got a little bit of mass going, so I mowed it, and I thought it was growing back, so I was really excited. But this is not alfalfa. This is called chamber bitter, which is just the worst weed in the world. And if you think you have a weed worse than chamber bitter, I'll literally fight you. If you've ever seen Game of Thrones, it's kind of like the ghost grass of the Dothraki that they say one day it'll cover the whole earth, and that's when the world ends. This is what chamber bitter is like. It wasn't really that bad when I moved here, but since I've moved here, it is just, it grows in places that I don't even know how the seeds got there, to be honest with you. So anyway, this is a much more season appropriate legume. It's called purple hull pea, and you can see it's absolutely thriving in this heat, completely covering the bed. Tons and tons of biomass, and there's still weeds coming in here. If I can get in here and show you, you can see the chamber bitter maybe, but they're really stunted. They can't really grow. Usually they're several inches tall by now, and they've probably made seed, but they're just not getting the sunlight and the water that they need because it is just being suffocated by this purple hull pea. And I got some growing in the row here. They're having the same problems. They're just not getting a lot of sunlight, not getting a lot of rain. So I'm actually going to stirrup hoe this tomorrow and just clear it out. But so this is doing everything you want in a cover crop. It is stamping out the weeds. It's producing lots of biomass for your compost pile, and it's fixing nitrogen in the soil. And in a few weeks, if I sound like I'm having a heat stroke, I probably am. In a few weeks before this goes to seed, I'm going to chop and drop it and just let it mulch these beds until it's ready to be planted for fall. But when I do, I'll pull some roots out and do a video on how that process of nitrogen fixing works. A little bug here, it's kind of cool looking, huh? Because it's really cool how that system works in the roots. It has a kind of a symbiotic relationship with the soil bacteria, and I'll show you how that works. But until then, I can't advocate cover crops enough. I didn't like it at first, and that's probably because I didn't have a lot of bed space to work with. In my early days, it was kind of hard for me to justify devoting any space to a cover crop. But now that I have all of this going on, I can't have every bed in production for food at once, especially growing year-round. So the best thing to do is just keep them productive with the cover crops, and they're doing so much for me. All right, thanks for watching.